says fat fucking attorney. So she's calling him fat, which is okay. She says that during her call with Dolores, or I think she says it later on. But basically, we're leading up to we have two guys' nights, and I don't know which one. Believe it or not, I probably would have chosen to be at Lewis's. I do like things a little more refined in life. So doing the shots. I don't want to do shots out of like a blow up doll's ass at the Jersey Shore, So these guys are going there, and Louie is inviting us to express our feelings in the podcast room. Well, the first podcast is gone. So the second one ain't doing so bad. It's slipping a little bit. Be careful, Teresa. Just because you're popular on the show and this, you gotta to have a podcast, you gotta really have something to say each episode, girl. So you had Vicky, you had Jill, and you can keep going and just have housewives on. But I mean, you can't pronounce Vicky's name. So just, not bad, not bad. You're doing well. Um, on display is still going. So the two podcasts are still going. You know what I'm saying? But Joe Gorga is just not holding back and says that Louie's a scumbag and this and that. Louie's expressing his feelings. Bill Aydin is expressing his feelings. They're all in the podcast studio and they're all expressing their feelings, guys. Now we have Joanna Fuda. Miss Fuda is getting an allergic reaction and she thinks she's fine. And I mean, Joe Benigno, man, I guess if I'm going to have anything go wrong with me, I want Benigno in the room because he is not kidding around. He wants the paramedics called. Good guy, good guy. I feel that is what you need to do when you're about to choke to death or can't breathe. Honestly, I really believe that. So the guy is literally filming and literally turning red. Maybe now that he watches it back, he can see that he's bright red. The guy is literally bright red. So thanks for calling the paramedics. Didn't call Rachel. It is what it is. You need some oxygen. Okay. Now we learn that the house burnt to the ground. Eventually, we call the people. Dolores is telling this to Paulie, and there ain't going to be another trip. So this big buffoon of a lawyer who Margaret says is a fat fuck and has an office in a crack den next to wherever in Atlantic City. This Marge has a lot to say, but the big buffoon is coming. He's been waiting to be back on the TV screen for all these years. I've seen text. I know things that have involved me. The guy is a fucking scumbag. He's a scumbag. He pulls all these strings, and I feel he's ruined Teresa's life. I really do. I feel the poor guy has ruined Teresa's life. But she'll be off the show, dude. So I hope she still pays you or has some use for something in your life. Anyway, Teresa says she loves her family and she loves light and she just wants to expose the fraud that is Margaret. She is so excited. She waited forever for this moment. I mean, she's beside herself. She is giddy like a schoolgirl. Gia. This Gia is present because we have to, that shows more power. Also, I think we're just trying to get the audience to know Gia because she's in the spinoff show with Brooksy. We saw Brooks on the beach a few weeks ago at Sunset Beach with the Countess. Brooks was with his boyfriend. Are we going to see Brooks's boyfriend on the new season of Making It in Manhattan or the first season ever? So we're preparing Gia for that. So we're going to show Gia as much as possible. So she gets such ching. She's a breakout star. Lots of people are going to have stuff to say about Brooksy on the screen and Gia. Maybe this Riley Burris might be the fan favorite. I don't know. The crystal ball is broken today. We get to this, and the thing is, it's just so fucking fake, this scene. This scene to me, because I know what the lawyer's been doing behind the scenes. I know the way he's calling the bloggers and saying these threatening things. And Aydin is leaking the screeners, and we have all these DMs from her, and then she's sitting there acting like she never met the lawyer before and asking questions like, oh my God, how did we find out that Marge is speaking to the ex? how did we find what? Can you explain this further? So I mean, Aydin's in on the whole damn thing and knows every move that's been going on with the bloggers and this and that. So she's acting. They're all acting. I don't know why it bothers me. I know the whole damn show is fake. I know the evilness that exists off the show. And we're watching this fake scene of people try to act like they don't know what's going on. Danielle might be in the fucking dark, but Jennifer Aydin asking the lawyer as if she doesn't speak to him every day to threaten the bloggers is ridiculous. Come on. Let's just be honest here. So Vanessa and Marge have been speaking. We know that. No one wants to mention her name. Vanessa sued him. He sued her. Boop. So there you go. Vanessa can't get her information out because he'll sue and he can't mention Vanessa. So to get her information out, the lawyer that works with Vanessa, and we all know who that lawyer is doing it through Marge. Again, this might be shocking, but we've known this for years. So didn't we talk about this in ad nauseum last season on Behind the Velvet Rope Patreon? So Dolores is she kind of speaks for us and says this is not jaw-dropping, right? Marge has denied it. I don't know how that's going to go in the finale. They say Jackie has the most to be worried about. Now, Melissa's old nose has said here on this very podcast this past week that Margaret is not the one that initially spoke to Vanessa. According to Melissa's old nose, Gabriella, she wants to be referred to as Gabriella now. Jackie, our little Goldschneider, she's the one that originally called Vanessa. The plot thickens. Now, Jackie, that's where like the joke is on her, the bloggers say now, because she's now friends with Teresa, which they say she did to keep her job. But apparently, Jackie is the one that originally brought Vanessa into their lives, not Marge. So I think at the reunion, this is what might come out, that Jackie might be the linchpin to the whole thing. And Jackie and Teresa are not so close now, even though we see them having dinner a few weeks ago. And Dolores says Jackie needs to bring a diaper because she's going to shit her fucking pants. Okay, so that's what Melissa's old nose says is going to be the big reveal next week on the finale, that it was really Jackie, that in real life it was that. I don't know if we're going to see that. I don't know if it goes with the story. Again, we have a mention of Laura, Vanessa, Bo Dietl. This is a who's who best of Behind the Velvet Rope 2023. Why are we talking about this stuff? This is why we paused for a minute and had all these people back. No wonder why everyone's bored. Melissa's old nose came on here Sunday last week. Before the episode, she said the big spoiler is that Marge is going to send a wreath. We saw it. Another reason why I believe old nose. She says these spoilers, and then they actually happen. I got to say, Danielle Cabral, you are the Greek chorus. You represent me. You represent most of my listeners. You represent most of the world. I don't care if you love Marge. I mean, she is the Sarge. Let's not get it twisted. It's the Sarge. You do it her way, or there's the highway. That's how a friendship goes with the Sarge. And you gotta belittle yourself and be a sub. You gotta be a sub. Well, I ain't no sub. But the point is, love her or hate her, that was a great move. Margaret Josephs, I'd like to text you. I still got your number. I'd like to call you. Good move, girl. Brilliant, brilliant, funny move. Amazing. This will go down in Margaret's history of pushing your husband in the pool, monkey's asshole, everything else. I mean, she doesn't have that much else, but this one has done it. This reef, I got to tell you, Margaret, I'm impressed. Baller move. Cabral going off and laughing. You represent. I couldn't agree more, Miss Danielle Cabral. Her sending this reef and saying, like, for the death of your integrity, love. It's just knowing it was going to be filmed, having a moment when you're not even there. A 10 out of 10 Margaret Josephs for the move. Dear Teresa and James. Oh, she said it to the fat fuck lawyer, as she says. Dear Teresa and James, sorry for the loss of your dignity. Love, Marge. 10 out of 10. And not, you get a 10 for effort. You get a 10 for execution. You get a 10 for wording. You get a 10 for timing. You get a 10 for delivery. You get a 10. It is a brilliant, epic. I don't even care about the husband in the pool. This is your moment, Margaret. take it, take your lap. You might not be back, so take your lap. This was excellent. Excellent, 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 Miss Joseph. You really entertained me during this episode. Loved it. The place burned to the ground. Teresa says it's an ohm. It's an ohm. I mean, and you want to know why I say that she ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean. But I mean, this girl, Cabral is even correcting her, letting us know that it's an omen. And then it ends. We're now going to go meet at Rails next week, according to Dolo. That's what's happening. A new plan. There you go. There's my recap. God, when I recap the OC with you guys, even when I'm coming for the rat that scurries, there is her tail. You know that rat is coming by the sound of that tail. It gets louder. You know the rat is approaching. Watch out if you see Gouda on the floor because the rat will stop and eat it. But even when I talk about the rat that scurries, which we're going to do when this show is over, I still stay calm. This Jersey, man, it brings out the worst in all of us. 2 more weeks, guys. I promise you, we are in this together. It's going to be happy drama. It's going to be light drama. It's going to be drama. Alexis has Shannon's boyfriend. Jesus jugs. But it ain't going to be toxic like this bull.